it's kind of like, when they say, oh, there's like the light at the end of the tunnel, this is your lifeline. And that's how I felt. It was like my head finally, it was kind of like coming up from drowning. It was like taking that first breath of fresh air when you feel like you're dying, and then you come up and you breathe in and you're like, I'm alive, I'm alive. It was such, it was completely overwhelming that day. It was like just knowing that this was our home. Nobody could take that away from us. Knowing that my daughter has a safe place to be until she's old enough to be on her own. It's such an incredible feeling as a parent inside to know that you can take care of your child in a safe way. Well, my name is Marisa Anthony. I live in Campbell River, British Columbia. I've lived here for about 7 years now, and it's a beautiful place to live. And, I was a single parent on, a small income. I was trying to go back to school, and rent was just eating up everything that I had. And so, I got a full-time job at my current employer, and even that wasn't enough to make ends meet. So for Christmas, we were going to do a team build with my employer for Habitat. And so we came to the build site, and they were doing their introductions, and they were telling us all about, who the target audience for Habitat was. And, they said it's for working families that need a hand up in life, that maybe are underhoused or paying too much for rent, that sort of thing. And I was like, hey, wait a minute, I'm the target audience. And so, I was talking to the Habitat staff about possibly applying, and they were like, yeah, you should do it. And by May 2019, I found out I had been accepted as a potential, homeowner. Well, in Campbell River, it's kind of a funny situation. Not a lot of Black people in Campbell River compared to, bigger cities. Like I grew up in Toronto. And so being here, people look at you with curiosity, some with animosity. And so it's always hard to know how much that's played into whether you're accepted for a place or not. Of course, growing up, even in a community like Toronto where there are a lot of Black people, there's always that systemic barrier that I've witnessed, with my mom, in terms of accessing housing, accessing things like mortgages. There's a lot more scrutiny placed on Black folks. Yeah, even though in Campbell River there aren't as many Black people, it's always something that's kind of in the back of my mind when I look for housing or jobs or anything else. It's just part of, my existence, right? And so there are a lot of barriers for people who are Black and who are Indigenous that maybe the wider community doesn't see, but that do exist on the ground level. Habitat is supporting people that are just like you. So, in supporting Habitat, you're supporting, the community at large, because we're the people who, work in the grocery store, work at the bank, work for nonprofits. We're the people out there doing the work every day. And so for us to have that stable home, to have that safe place to go to every night, helps us, in being able to go out into the community and do what we do every day. Well, the first day was mostly me crying. I don't know if I could see anything really through the tears. I was just bawling my eyes out. When she came into the house for the first time, she ran up the stairs and she's like, "There's 2 floors." She was so excited that there were 2 floors and that she had a backyard and she had her own room, and just all the little things that you think won't matter to a kid that do matter. She can run free, she can play music whenever she wants to. Like, it's such a weight off of my shoulders and hers to see every piece of wood that goes into it, every, stud, every nail. The home, it has memories kind of built into it. I wouldn't have the opportunity to ever own a home. And so it just seemed like Habitat came into my life as this, miracle at the time when I felt hopeless. And they said, "Hey, here's your chance." And within a year, I went from having no hope of ever owning a home to moving into my own home. So that was the biggest gift I've ever been given.